Now, let's create some toolpaths. On the right-hand side is my toolpaths, and I'm going to create a machine relief toolpath. I'm going to machine the whole relief. The tool that I'd like to use for this is a 16th ball nose with an 8-degree taper. It's a strong tool, and I can actually clear everything out in a single pass. Now, the raster angle I'd like is 90 degrees because I want to go across this and not around. I don't want the rotary spinning and spinning and spinning. I'm just going to go across. It'll make it faster on this particular machine. I'm going to define some material, and my material thickness is 0.15. That's how tall I made the model. Let's calculate that. And you can see down here at the bottom the toolpath being created, and it's working its way around the back side. It shouldn't be long now. And as soon as this is done, what we'll do is create a cutoff. I'm going to machine this out of a solid piece of poplar today, and I want to make sure that once I'm done that this gets cut off. Okay, so now I need somewhere to run my cut line, so I need another polyline. I'm going to go from corner to corner. Okay. And let's run a toolpath on here, and just a simple profile toolpath. All right. Now we're going to select the same tool, keep it simple. And I'm going to select the outside of this vector, and watch what happens when I hit calculate. Do you see where it put it? The toolpath is actually below the vector line. That's because of the direction of the vector. Now I can select inside, and that will put it on the opposite side of the line. But what I'd like to do is reverse this vector. So if I right click on the vector, I get my options, and I can reverse this vector. Now you'll see the end point is on the left and the start point is on the right, so it reversed. And if I recalculate this, that will put my cutout on the side I want. So when I open this model 6 months or a year later, it'll make sense to me that it's going to cut on the outside. And that's the only reason I did it. So with that selected, let's go into our 3D view. Let's take a look at what we just created. Okay, this is my toolpath for the ring, and I'm going to turn that off. Go over here to toolpaths and click on the 3D bulbs and turn off that toolpath, just so I can see better my cutoff toolpath. Now that would be fine if I was using tubular wax. That would be perfect. But I'm not. I'm using a solid piece, and I want to cut very close to the center. So I'm going to change this. I'm actually going to start cutting at 0.15. And I'm going to keep cutting to, let's say, 0.6. So I don't want to do this all in one pass, so I'm going to change my step down to 0.2 inches. So we'll get a couple passes. So now you can see my first pass is 200, second pass is in even more, and then the center, I'm leaving a small nub, and I'll break this off. Then if I did cut all the way to the center, I could send my part flying across the shop and potentially lose it. So we're going to make this easy. I'm going to leave a little bit here in the center. So 0.6 is going to work just fine for me. Now I'm ready to save my toolpaths. So if I click on toolpaths and go to save, I have my toolpaths that I want, the machine relief first, then I'll profile that second. I'm going to save it as test rotary weave, 1-inch inside diameter, and I have to choose a post that supports my rotary axis. So here I'm using the Z Machines USB CNC Rotary X. So my rotary is my X-axis. And save. Now I'm done. Let's send it to the machine and see what happens. Well, bad news. We went to the machine and we found out that we don't have any material that's going to fit this model. So I need to either redesign the entire thing, which I'm not going to do, or make a very simple change. Now, I can go to the machine relief toolpath and I can transform it. And if I click on that, you'll see here on the left, and I'm going to turn off this profile toolpath. Let's just turn on the machine relief. Now we can see here that this model is 1 inch on the inside. That's the way I designed it. Now, I don't have any material that is 1 inch plus 1.15, so that would be 1.3 overall. But I do have material that is 1 inch on the outside. So if I offset this toolpath by 0.15, I'm good to go. So let's come here, and in Z, remember my toolpath is coming in Z here. I can take this toolpath, type in 0.15, and step down. And do you see what happened there? My toolpath is now going to give me the results that I need. Now that I'm done with that, I'll go back into toolpaths, save. I'm going to keep everything the same, including the name, using my rotary post. Do I want to overwrite my file? Yes, I do. And there we go. We saved the day. In just a few minutes, we're able to alter the size. We're going to go back to the machine now and run that part.